up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Permanent's having a fantastic day today. So today's video, we're going to be messing around with my truck today. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to try to make this video actually kind of productive. The last two videos have just been updates on why this has been in the garage, updates on fixing the issues. But another one decided to pop up this week. So if you guys don't know, I believe last week, maybe a week before that, I uploaded the video of switching to full synthetic oil in this truck. And part of the thing that happened was my phone kept cutting off clips, and I was trying to go back and reference it the other day because a new oil leak has popped up, and we know where it is. It's coming from the oil filter area, which is a little bit concerning because you guys don't watch YouTube very much with other car channels. Adam LZ, a huge car channel here on YouTube, just had a car catch fire from an oil filter failure, and I get paranoid now about that now. So my truck's had this really small leak since I did the oil change. There's only one of two things really. I could have double gasketed it, but we already checked because I just never happened to throw out my old oil filter. And the gasket is still on that one. So obviously I didn't double gasket this thing by accident. So I either didn't tighten it enough or over tightened it. So I'm going to check on that today. That's kind of the main goal of this video, is to solve that, as well as getting my alignment and everything scheduled so I can get this guy all fixed up and get the alignment just right. And then from there, I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm waiting on obviously the carbon interior kit to come in. I'm thinking about taking it and getting the windows tinted because this truck, that's like a fishbowl. I've driven this truck around for over 5 years now, and it's been quite difficult to drive in the summer because I don't have working air conditioning and it's a fishbowl, so it gets obscenely hot in there during the summer. So I do kind of want to go get the windows tinted, mainly the fronts, because the backs technically come tinted from the factory in these trucks. It's called privacy tint. So I don't want to mess with any of that because it's already pretty dark, but the front windows, which are down right now, are pretty dark, or pretty light. So getting some tint on those would be perfect, just to kind of make it a little bit harder for heat to really build up in here. I want to see if the place I go to or the place that we all go to, because they tinted the Mustang, the Equinox, I believe the Kia as well. I feel like about a decade ago. So that's kind of the agenda for today's video. We're going to try to get this solved. Like I said, I'm trying not to be too talkative during this video because I want to be productive. We also got this cool fire pit for the house. Hopefully, we're working on trying to stay, so hopefully we'll be able to set that up here and keep it here. But yeah, so we're going to hop underneath the truck here. I was trying to decide if I wanted to put it up on ramps. I don't really think I'm going to need to. It might be a pain to get under here though. So I don't know just yet. I might have to jack it up or something. So luckily, I still got my tripod out here. So I'm going to put it up on the tripod, and we're going to get this thing jacked up, and I'll come back to you guys in a minute. Took a minute because I couldn't really get a position where I liked it on the stands. So I have two down there and the jack under there just for safety, because I honestly kind of sketched. So probably should have put it up on the ramps, just backed it down and put it up on the ramps. I'm just trying to keep from starting that engine as much as possible right now because I don't really know how much is in it. So yeah, I'm honestly just going to do that. I really don't trust this. Something just doesn't feel right. So I'm going to take it off the stands, go get the ramps, check it over real quick before I start it. I'm going to be kind of upset if there's not enough in there because I don't have a spare quart on this one. So anyway, I'm going to do that real quick. And under here we go. So there's the oil filter, that K&N thing. I'm going to move so I don't get oil dripped on my face. So let's see here what exactly is going on. It's tight. It's hot, that's for sure. So I'm not quite sure what that could be going on there. The oil drain plug feels oddly dry or oddly wet. I'm trying to feel around her anything going on the filter side. I'm not necessarily feeling anything. Who the heck is dropping by? Oh, it's my neighbor. It's Ram. Maybe not, that's not my name. Never mind. I'm oddly suspicious of this guy here. I honestly don't see anything coming from the drain plug, or the oil filter. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. I can't seem to find an issue. I may have to spend some time under here and just look. But I was kind of expecting this thing to be drenched in oil, but I'm not necessarily seeing that. I might need to let this cool down a little bit before I get under here, and because this thing got to full operating temp when I was trying to fight the ramps. So I might just give it a minute and then come back. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. I have the instructions of my dad. Thankfully, I have him in a reachable scenario right now. I'm going to just kind of wipe things down, do a quick check on everything, probably see if I can loosen the filter just a touch. I think it might be a little bit tight. I'm not quite sure, but I'm gonna just check everything, clean the housing off, clean the areas affected off. My dad wants me to use degreaser. I don't know where we have any degreaser. So I'm just gonna do my best to just clean it, keep an eye on it. Not quite sure what could be going on here. Neither of us are really too certain. My dad is pretty much convinced it's not the seal on the oil filter that's bad. So, because it is a brand new filter. I literally just put this in 2 weeks ago. So we're just gonna do a quick check on everything, see if we can figure out, I'm gonna see if I can figure out what's going on, because I do see it did drip a slight bit while I was letting it cool. So yeah, I'm gonna time lapse this a little bit, and yeah, I think this looks good. I really think I've done a good job making this thing look pretty good, so. Sorry, random moment there. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna just get over there, do a quick checkup on everything, see what I can do, and then, yeah, time lapse this whole video so you guys can see what's going on. I kind of just went under there and just wiped everything down as best I could. I'm gonna keep an eye on things, because what it looks like, I don't know if it's the fact the truck's on ramps and maybe like the degree is just like causing any sort of drippings to kind of, instead of falling directly down, to fall out. But I don't really think that's how gravity works, but I could be wrong. But it looked like our drip was coming from the transmission, not the oil filter. So I'm keeping an eye under there for the next little while just to see if anything pops up. But it looked like mainly it was coming from a bolt near the transmission. I don't know if something's going on there. It didn't look like trans fluid. You know, trans fluid is red. So it didn't look like transmission fluid at all. It looked more like water or oil. And I'm not quite sure what was up with that. My theory is like the oil filter's fine. I literally put my hand on it. It was dry. There was no oil on it. Because I literally was able to grab it and it not be slippery or anything like that. You know, when you grab oil with your bare hand, it gets slick. So I honestly don't know. I honestly don't. So I'm going to stay out here for a little while and just kind of keep an eye on everything, see if any sort of drip comes back. But from what it looks like, all it needed was just to be cleaned, which is interesting. So I have noticed that since I had the valve cover gasket done too, it's had like a little drip. So I'm not sure if maybe something was like, I don't know. I really don't know, because the oil filter was perfectly tight. There wasn't like oil seeping out from the top, which would indicate there's a seal issue. I honestly don't know. This is a really, really odd situation. So I honestly don't know. Like I said, it didn't look like trans fluid, but it was coming from like a bolt near the transmission pan. So I honestly don't know. The transmission's fine. I'm not having issues out of it or anything. I might check the fluid level on it just to be sure. Like oil levels are perfectly normal. Like that's perfectly to the top. Nothing's up with that. So yeah, I'm honestly very confused. So I'm gonna stay out here for a little while, keep an eye on it, just sit down, listen to some music, and see if I can see anything pop back up. That way I can have a general idea of what to look for. But yeah, I just took a shop towel, started wiping stuff down, try to let this kind of clean up, and then I'll go back under there later if I see anything happening and see if I can locate a drip. Because then obviously, since I've wiped it down, it'll be mostly dry. I can get an idea for what's leaking because I'll be able to see a wet spot. So yeah, that was kind of the method of my madness. So I guess we'll see what's going on here, and I'll come back to you guys later. All right, guys, I've been sitting down here since like 2:19, if not a little bit before that, and it's about 2:45 now. So I don't know how I kept myself here for so long. I'm pretty short attention span set up here, so ADHD for life. So as you guys can see, the underside of the truck, there's no new drops. I've been keeping an eye on everything, like literally just keep looking up constantly. Well, I've been just surfing Instagram and just reading, I guess, about current issues at hand, which I'm not going to comment on here. I did post about it on Twitter, though, if you guys follow my Twitter. But anyway, truck is all good to go, it looks like. I guess all it needed was to just be cleaned. I'm not seeing any new spots underneath it. Pretty much all the shiny stuff I see down there that would be like fluids was from when I was under there earlier, and I was like wiping things down. So it looks like we're good to go to take her back off the ramps and call it. I wiped down anything that looked moist when I was under there. Drain pans, or not drain pans, like pans for the transmission and oil. I wiped down the drain plug, I wiped down the oil filter, I wiped down the frame around it, which is where it was dripping before when I first did the oil change. I guess it just needed to be cleaned. It's actually kind of nice under there now. I didn't hit it with degreaser or anything, so I feel like to get a true good clean on that, I would need to hit it with some degreaser, but my main point was to try to dry up any dripping spots so that I could see, to kind of see if I could cause it to get a good idea of where it's dripping from. If I could, see the drip happening in real time. I guess you get the point. I was looking for any sort of drips. That's what I was doing. I was trying to make it a little more obvious to me. So all is well as in the well, I guess. So yeah. I know this video was a little more productive than the last couple of videos, that's for dang sure, but I just want to apologize for how this week's videos have been. I can obviously tell by the view count that they weren't great, but I hope you guys understand this thing's been on jack stands for like the last week. It has barely moved. So everything seems to be just fine now. I'm going to go inside here in a few minutes once I get her back off the ramps and get it back parked outside. And get everything cleaned up in here, about getting everything scheduled to take this thing to the alignment shop. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up here. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe for more content coming soon. Hopefully next week's videos will be back in full force with normal vlog content. We're really close to 1,000 subscribers, and I can't thank you guys enough. I believe at the time I'm filming this, we're 16 subs away, which is just absolutely crazy, and I really can't thank you guys enough. It really means just so much to me. I talked about on Twitter how great it makes me feel that seeing all the support that you guys bring is what helps me out in a lot of days where I don't feel like doing anything, where I'm just down that I can barely function. Seeing the support you guys give me in your videos, give me on my videos, is just one of the few things that keeps me going. So I can't thank you guys enough for that. So. Yeah, keep your eyes out. We're working behind the scenes and trying to figure out a good 1,000 sub special. One of Hayden's family members happens to have a C7 ZR1 down in Florida. So while we're down there, if we make the trip out to go visit the one subscriber, we may do a video involving that ZR1 or something like that. I'm going to try to talk to Hayden about that and see what we can do on that one. Because I heard he was kind of sick, so hopefully he's doing well. But for now, I'm going to wrap things up here. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.